Hello and welcome to KamenRider Blackman. Now, if you're a Power Rangers fan, or you just go on YouTube in general, then you've seen millions of videos of these. And so, this is going to be one of those. How to fix Super Megaforce. But first I'm going to start at the beginning, which eventually does lead into Super Megaforce. Now, there are a lot of things with this particular season that's just doesn't even scratch the surface. It's bland. There's not a lot of harkening back to the original season, to which it was trying to do, but we'll get into it. So, let's start off the video with what is the theme and motif of Megaforce. Now, Gosager's theme and motif was angels, and so this here is trying to sort of do angels, but with how environmentally friendly this show tries to be, like trying to discuss the human factor and whatnot, it doesn't really hit hard. But if they wanted to do more if they wanted to do more things environmental friendly sort of stuff like that, Gosager had element powers, like red and pink were wind, blue was water, black and yellow were land. So how about besides, fuck you camera. So fuck, damn it. So how about besides angel theme, they can do environmental theme? Because think about it this way, before anyone says anything differently, like we've never really had an element themed or environment themed like Power Ranger team. We've had teams before which touched on that had element powers, examples Ninja Storm and Samurai, but they weren't all about the elements. They were about ninjas and samurai and had element powers. But seriously, an element themed Power Rangers team, and they already have the good setup of it from Gosager. Once again, red and pink are wind, black and yellow are land, and blue is water. But considering the whole thing with Gosei Green and whatnot, what would be the good excuse for blue being the only one being water? It could be an idea more for on the elements, like wind and land are some pretty heavy elements because they are pretty. Think about some, like wind and land are some pretty heavy elements because of natural disasters, and so for water just only going for one person, it can go for like one person that they could think of that's like water, majestic enough to actually control it. And with how powerful wind and land are, they can go for two people for support and help with control. Like, that's just an idea. Although real element bending from one person should be powerful enough on their own, but that's totally another thing. And like what I said before too, with those three elements, they sort of have like an idea. They can spawn up and be creative with some stuff like that too. Like, once again, air, land, and water, they can make sort of like a circulation with it for like the water cycle, have that sort of connection amongst the three of them. EI, the logos on their chest, and while I'm still talking about the themes, while I'm still talking about the themes and what the motif could have been for Megaforce, while it is elemental theme, there's still the fact of like angels or whatnot. So, but here's what a real origin could have been for Gosei. Drop that the whole Zordon was my master and whatnot thing, and let Gosei be an entity from, you could say, almost an alternate dimension, to where a ranger, to which could be Troy, could have come from, because he's not human. He can be some type of angel. He could be some type of, I guess, he could be some type of, I don't know, I want to say angel or guardian in training, or being from that alternate dimension that came to Earth. And how the team is formed is that he finds 4 other people, and how, alright, so let's think about this. Troy could have been a being from an alternate dimension where the powers of sky, land, and water come. Troy can be a being from an alternate dimension where the whole, like, he could be like some type of apprentice guardian who's out one day, and then once evil attacks the Earth, once evil attacks the Earth, he runs in the Creepox, gets stuck in our world, then soon meets 4 normal people, and with the disaster happening and whatnot, all 5 of them get selected to be, and with the natural disaster happening and whatnot, all 5 of them could be selected actually by Gosei to become Power Rangers, because either Gosei could be a being from their world who went out to Earth one day to be a watcher of the planet. That's a bit of a stretch, and it's almost, I'll just say it right now, some ideas that I do have, like for this video or just in general, they do somewhat come from Goseiger, but I'm trying to add a twist to it to make it completely different and not plagiarize off of that idea. So next, my second thing, what skills could have been contributed that were mentioned as for the Rangers serving a purpose as to being Rangers? Now, I will admit, this video came from me watching the TokuCast do their in comparison of Goseiger and Megaforce. Because there are some skills that aren't really touched on in Megaforce. Like Emma, she was selected because she cares for the environment and is a good BMX rider. Okay, what does BMX riding have to do with being a ranger? Do they also have vehicles? No. Why not give them vehicles then? If BMX riding... Actually, it's been a long time since Rangers had vehicles to begin with, so if BMX riding is something that you brought up, why not do something with it for later? That's just something there that I thought could be a bit useful. Because other than that, other traits or whatnot, other traits or skills that they brought up weren't really touched on. If you have good athletic paralysis, that's good to translate that. That's good to transfer that to martial arts. But, I don't know. I'm just saying. But once again, this is just me spewing out ideas and whatnot. I'm just saying, if you have something that would be good to contribute to your team and for your higher purpose, actually do something with it. that could be one of the things that they unlock and have reason for it. Once again, just an idea. And if anyone's going to ask this in the comments about Gosei randomly telling them that they've unlocked this power, once again, that could just be done wisely and not just stupidly. There's my input. Even in Goseiger, when they got a new power, it was unlocked wisely. So there's my 2 cents. So next, and now coming off of what skills could contribute are do something better with the characters, because let's be real, they're trying to go back to Mighty Morphin, and it just doesn't work here at all. In Mighty Morphin, there were archetypes, but they eventually grew from it, some more than others, into an argumentatively degree. But in here, they're just archetypes, like from the beginning to the end, and they're all archetypes that you can all tell from a mile away. Like, there's the new kid in town, the athlete, cool girl, valley girl, and the nerd. Yeah, just the nerd. Like, do something more with that. And just because this is the first thought on my mind right now. Oh my god. Yes, I know, the other dog's there. And just because this is the first thought on my mind right now, Noah was the nerd of the team, but what exactly was he a nerd about? Yeah, he could be the smart guy in science class and beyond computers and whatnot, but really? Really? No, this is just going to be something from another video that I want to do later about how they portray teenagers and Power Rangers. But I want to talk about Noah for a moment. He's supposed to be the nerd of the team, and I just don't feel it with him, because I sort of don't feel it with him, because I'm sorry, I feel like the real nerd of the team should be a lot more intelligent than just high school level, because I don't really want to throw this out there, but look at Billy from look at Billy, the original Blue Ranger. He was an actual nerd I'll be real. Billy was the king of nerds, and with how smart he was, it served a purpose to his team, and it was somewhat his overall personality, and he grew from that a bit more. Like, he didn't drop it, but he advanced more as a character. Noah, on the other hand, he feels like more of a standard nerd. Like, he could be, I guess, an honor roll student, and any ideas that he actually had, or any knowledge he actually had, never really contributed in any form of way. And so I want to say I don't consider him much as the nerd. I'd say as much as he is the intelligent, I'd say he's more of I'd say he's just the smart guy, as much as I would say more or less that he's the smart guy as much. But knowing Power Rangers, the smart guy is just another word for the nerd. I'm just saying, this is just me. Like, he doesn't have to be Billy level of a nerd, but you have this scrawny, nerdy kid, and you have him be a Power Ranger, Like, you make him grow more, make him make him adapt, really. Like, make him naturally adapt into being a make him naturally adapt into his situation of becoming a Power Ranger. Like, what I'm basically saying is give him an arc, and that's what I'm saying for pretty much everyone. Give them an arc. Troy is supposed to be the special one. Why? He keeps having flashbacks about the Legendary War. Why? Like, there's no real... I honestly don't want to say for that there was any real buildup, because there's still the question of why, and I just... it's just so... Now, talk about others. There's Jake and... Actually, yeah, like what I'm saying is do more with your characters. Jake's athletic. Okay. He can be jokey sometimes. Can you still do a bit more with that? He has a crush on Gia, but it's a cock tease. Like, yes, I find that whole Jake has a crush on Gia, but she doesn't notice me or whatnot. It's a cock tease. Also, dude, you're friend zoned and you know it. It's like, do something with that more. Like, but don't, like, do something with that a bit more. Make the character actually grow more to impress her. Like, if you have Jake be the athlete of the team, yet he's trying to get Gia's attention, how about do something a bit more with it? Don't just remind us that, oh, he has a crush on her. It's like... Also, Gia and Emma, what can I remember about them that aren't traits? Nothing really. I did not think I'd go a bit longer with this video, as I am, but here we are. Now, next point is, what's the point of the villains? Oh my god, the villains from Megaforce are the most generic beings I've ever seen in Power Rangers. And I sort of take that back. They're the second most generic beings in Power Rangers, because Ninja Steel. But let's talk about these villains right now. They're growly voiced. I've seen this a bajillion times to get where it's going. And furthermore, they do not matter. Why should I care that they want to take over the Earth? What are their intentions? What made them come to Earth to want to take over it? Why do they all sound the same? Why do none of these villains really matter? Why do any of these villains really matter at the end of the day? I see nothing, like, there's really nothing with them. They're generic as all hell, and it's boring. And hate to break it to you, but Beast Morphers, 6 seasons later, and Beast Morphers 6 seasons later are doing actually pretty well right now with their villains. And it's just, but with these guys, okay, here's what I would want or do to fix the villains. Once again, I would want, with what they did in Ghost Sager in this, have Bodegia be the final antagonist and be the one that's manipulating each faction. But let's not just... But just so it can be completely different from Ghost Sager, with him being like a previous Ghost Sager and whatnot, just make him some type of antagonist with his own agenda, which is why he's working from one group to the other group. He can be that common connection between everyone, and once his purpose is served, and once all these villains have served their purpose, let there be some bigger scheme that he's planning to come up later, which by the way, could tie into Super Megaforce. And here's the thing, or at least this while I'm still going off, yeah, like Bodesia or Barak could manipulate each villain faction from group to group to group, and once they've all served their purpose, they can do something which would then lead into next season with Super Megaforce, or hell, they can just end Super Megaforce and do something different right there and then. But either way, let it add up to something. But in the end, let it add up to something. Like, Varrock has like a million different disguises throughout Megaforce. Why? There's no explanation into that. And for this video that's going on 20 minutes now, I'm almost done because I have 2 more things. And it's going to end in a rant. Why should red matter? Troy is, without a doubt, the worst Red Ranger to this day, to date. Like, trust me. And it's just, why does he matter? Why does he have these flashbacks? Why is he so... Why does the attention need to be on him? Why does he not matter? It's like they're trying to write him to be the cool guy and let it all be centered on him. But why should I care? But why does it matter? Like, you have you could spawn so many ideas with this. Once again, he could be the being from another world that makes friends with these 4 humans and let anything just have something. Like, he could be like he could be like the being from another world whose powers grow every time he morphs and fights, which shows his growth not only as a character but as a warrior, which could explain that for some odd reason Falco Punch in Super Megaforce. They could do something with it, but they do not, because why the hell would they? Like, they just did not care. It's like, and I'm not dissing Andrew Gray. I'm simply dissing his character, because the dude has charisma, as I have seen before online. But for crying out loud, something. Just give him something. Just, Jesus Christ. It's like these actors and these cast and actors deserve a medal for putting up with Saban's crap. Like, for 2 seasons. And now, just to end off the video, it needs to be more than 20 episodes. I thought I would end this in a rant and angry, but nope, I have not. But I'm not even touching that point. This is just something I'm pissed off at in general. 20 episodes per season from Samurai up till now. Get the fuck out. Like, Ghost Sager was literally a 50-episode show. Megaforce is second to half of that. Like, really. Second to half of that. This is like the number of 50, and here is the 20 episodes of Megaforce's run. They didn't even bother to do like 30 episodes or 32 episodes the most. And not a lot could be done in 20 episodes unless you're Ultraman, because they've worked around that and actually make it good. Or at least from what I know of. The only Ultraman show that I have completed so far is Mebius. Matter of fact, Why are some Ultraman shows nowadays around 20 episodes? I don't get that. It's weird in it's weird in Power Rangers, but it's also weird there. Anywho, yeah, it's weird in Power Rangers, but it's also weird here. But I don't know. But in Power Rangers, it's just so forced and shifted, and you're trying to fit in 20 plus of episodes of a plot from the Sentai into 20 episodes. Like, just, not at all. It's just so, I feel like I need a cup of water. But yeah, a real story, it can't be short unless you're writing a short stories or a miniseries. And I have seen some miniseries before that are around 20 episodes, and frankly, they did it better because it was naturally a setup. With Megaforce, it isn't, because they're coming off of something to adapt. And so, which probably explains why Ultraman does so well with its 20 so episodes, is because it's naturally set up for that. And I'll be back one more time. You, sir, you talk too much. And you know it, too. But let me get you out now. There you go. That better? Hey, look, he does like being on camera. Alright. Alright, Hey, Coda. See the ball? See the ball? There we go. Good. There you go, boy. No problem. Okay, this is something I should have got on video, but now I just kicked the ball a bit too hard. And now I gotta go retrieve it, to which I can't do with one hand. But those are my thoughts on how to fix Megaforce. And I will be doing Super Megaforce next. So, before Coda tangles himself up around my table, that is today's video. So please do not forget to like, subscribe, share this video, and tell your friends about KamenRider Blackman. And I will see you guys next time. And do not forget, if I get up to 50 subscribers, the next show I will review will be Trojan Sentai Jetman. And now the video is over. Peace.